This is the rarest textile in the world, and your mind will not be able to guess what this is made of. Look how beautiful this is. The gold thread of something. In 2009, it was presented at the American Museum of Natural History, New York, what's believed to be the largest and rarest piece of fabric ever made. This piece of fabric was a work jointly led by Simon Pearce, a British art historian specializing in textiles, and Nicholas Godley, an American business partner. The project took 5 years to complete. It cost over about $350,000. The result of this effort was a 3.4 meter by 1.2 meter piece of textile made entirely of cobweb. This material is made of cobweb. It seems to be the only big piece of natural spider silk fabric in the world today. The fabric is from a spider cobweb. Yes, that's right. The story of his creation is fascinating. The inspiration? The production of the fabric belongs to Pearce and Godley and is like a golden shawl. The inspiration for this masterpiece comes from a 19th century story. It's described as the attempt of a French Jesuit missionary named Father Paul Cambouet, who wanted to export and make spider silk fabrics. While there have been several attempts in the past to transform the spider into the cobweb into a fabric, Father Cambouet is considered to be the first to do this. Nevertheless, the cobweb was carefully collected from antiquity for different purposes. The ancient Greeks, for example, used it to stop the wounds from bleeding. That's the first time I ever heard of that. They used spider cobwebs to stop wounds from bleeding in ancient Greece. All right? So as a missionary in Madagascar, Father Cambouet used a type of spider found on the island to produce his silk. Together with Noguier's partner, they set up a silk fabric industry. One of their products reached the Paris exhibition in 1898. Their traces have been lost ever since. Now, how do you extract the silk from this? One of the most important things in the production of Cambouet and Noguier for this type of silk was a device they invented. This small machine was manual and capable of extracting up to 24 spiders at a time without hurting them. Two modern Pearce Godley partners have been able to make a copy of this machine, and the process has begun. Before that, though, the spiders had to be caught. The spider used by Pearce and Godley is known as the Nephalia inorata, or the golden spider, easily found in East and Southeast Africa, including Madagascar, as well as in several islands in West India. Only females of this kind produce silk, which weave into tissues. Their knitwear, quote-unquote, shines in the sunlight, and it has been suggested that spiders would either attract the prey or possibly serve as camouflage for them. For Pearce and Godley, up to 1 million of these females had to be captured to gain enough silk for the weave they wanted to make, and that's what happened. Because spiders produce their silk only during the rainy season, they were caught during the months between October and June, and when they returned to the wild, the spiders could create silk after a week. After 4 years of work, the golden fabric was ready. It was first exhibited at the American Museum of Natural History, New York, and then at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, which happens to be right across from the Natural History Museum of London, because I've been to both of them. They're beautiful. They're just across the street from each other. Now, this piece of work has shown that spider silk could actually be used to make textiles, the rarest weave in the world. Your mind doesn't go, you can't possibly guess that it's made of this. Detail of the rarest woven fabric in the world made of gold cobweb, and after studies it's been found that this particular cobweb is extremely powerful, lightweight, and flexible, which has attracted the interest of many scientists. And as a result, they're trying to acquire this silk by in order to imitate it to make modern materials. So I've translated this to you for you from a Greek article. I hope you found it interesting. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.